Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cedi investor. Now yes, this is no clickbait, it's actually true. MTN gifted me airtime, data. Now how did they do that? I'm going to give you the breakdown of how MTN actually gifted me free data for an entire week. So let's get into the video. Now if you're new to this particular channel, please subscribe, I'll really appreciate it, and also like the video as well. Now if I take you onto the chart, we can see here that I have something called a Cedi fund portfolio. It's the investment portfolio I started at the beginning of this channel. When I created the channel, I created the Cedi fund portfolio as well. And the reason why I created this portfolio is to first of all promote investing in Ghana. To actually show you that yes, it is possible to invest in Ghana. And secondly, to create a community of like-minded people who are all interested in investing and growing their wealth in Ghana. Now the goal of this particular portfolio is to outperform the Ghana stock market and any other benchmark like inflation, treasury bill rate, any other benchmark you can think of. So now that you understand the Cedi fund portfolio, I can take you through this. So at the start of this Cedi fund portfolio challenge, whatever you call it, one of the companies that I invested into was MTN Ghana, and I bought about 487 shares of MTN, and from that I received something called dividends. If you don't know what dividends are, it is basically a sum of money that is paid to shareholders from the profits of companies. So it's basically like a reward for investing in that particular company. So from these dividends, I think the dividends was about 0.08 pesos, but after tax of 8%. If you don't know, Ghana, when it comes to dividends, you are taxed 8%, and after that the total amount I received was 32 Ghana cedis, 24 pesos. Now I'm not just an investor of MTN, I'm also a consumer as well. And when you look at the MTN data plan, they have a 399 Ghana cedis plan, which gives you 214 gig of data. Now usually when I buy this particular plan, it lasts me about 3 months, so about 12 to 14 weeks. When we look at the weekly cost of the plan, when you break it down, if it lasts me 12 weeks, meaning I'm spending 33 Ghana cedis per week. Sometimes it lasts me 13 weeks. If that happens, then I'm spending 30 Ghana cedis per week when I buy this particular plan. Sometimes it will last me 14, so it differs. Sometimes it can last me 12 weeks, sometimes 13, sometimes 14, but usually around 3 months period. Yeah. So if it's 14 weeks, the amount I'm paying per week is 28 Ghana cedis. Now, the dividends I receive from MTN is 32 Ghana cedis. We are using the average just because sometimes, it could be 12, sometimes it could be 14. But most of the time, it should be around the 3-month period. So, we are using the average. So, using the 13-week one, we can see that when you subtract the dividends I receive of 32 Ghana cedis minus the weekly plan of 30 Ghana cedis, there's even a leftover of 1.55. So basically, in conclusion, I bought 1 week worth of data for free, MTN data for free, just by being an investor in MTN. Or I can also say that MTN basically gifted me 1 week worth of data. And I think that is how powerful dividends are when it comes to investing. Especially if you're a dividends investor, I think this is one of the most powerful tools you can use in your investment strategy. You can basically gauge how much you should invest based on your needs. So for example, you can say, oh me, Charlie, I have this horse riding class that I want to join or something like that. This is just an example, and it costs 10,000 every single year for me to basically join this particular class. So in this particular example, if you need 10,000 Ghana cedis, you'll be looking for a company that offers a dividend yield of 20%, and based on that you can see that the amount of money you would need to invest in that particular company will be 50,000 Ghana cedis. So if you have that 50,000 Ghana cedis on hand, if you invest that in a company that has a dividend yield of 20%, you would get the 10,000 Ghana cedis you need to pay for whatever class or whatever. And this is very adjustable. So let's say the company has a dividend yield of 10% rather. Then you see that instead of 50,000, you need to invest 100,000 in that particular company. So let's say you need 50,000 Ghana cedis every single year. and there's a dividend yield of 10% for, let's say, MTN. MTN has a dividend yield of 10%. You need to invest about 500 Ghana cedis in that particular company to get your 50,000 Ghana cedis if it has a dividend yield of 10. If it has a dividend yield of around 15%, then you need to invest about 333,000 Ghana cedis. And you might ask, how do you determine a dividend yield? And that's basically easy. It is the dividends per share divided by the stock price of the company. And if you also want to find the dividend per share, it's relatively the same: stock price times dividend yield. So you can see here that if a company is paying a dividend per share of, let's say, 1 Ghana cedis, and the stock price of that company is 3.7 Ghana cedis, the dividend yield is 27%. So that's the end of this particular video. Comment down below what you think about all of these. I would really love to know. And for those who are going to comment down below that this is clickbait, please, you are warned. Don't comment that. It is not clickbait. Yes, MTN has gifted me 1 week free of data. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. And share to people you think might be interested. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, have a wonderful and blessed rest of your week.